Let me be honest with you. When you hear "blessed are the poor," you don't think about yourselves. You think about someone else. That guy who's not very bright, doesn't really get it, but also doesn't hurt anyone. You know the type. You look at him and think, well, at least he's blessed. It sounds kind, but it isn't. Because what you really mean is, he's harmless. He won't challenge anything. He won't question much. He fits. And then you move on. Because clearly, it's not about you. You've heard that sentence before. Blessed are the poor. It's usually said quietly, almost whispered, in hospitals, at funerals, when people are already tired. It sounds like comfort, like a sedative, like someone placing a gentle hand on you and saying, "Shh, it's okay. Don't fight. God sees you. Your reward will come later." And that is exactly why it should make you uncomfortable. Because sentences that calm people this well are rarely meant to wake them up. They are meant to keep you still. You've taken one of the most uncomfortable things I said and turned it into emotional anesthesia. Something you give people when you don't want them to move, question, or push back. But if you stop treating it like religion for a moment and listen to it as an observation, it stops sounding comforting very quickly. Look at yourselves. You're not poor like people were 2,000 years ago. You're productive, busy, overstimulated. You are constantly building something. A career, an image, a position, a voice. And eventually, after years of stacking things on top of yourselves, you say it. Out loud, or quietly. This is who I am. That's the moment you stop moving. Because once you become someone, anything new feels dangerous. If you are this, you cannot be that. If you are the strong one, you cannot admit you're lost. If you are the good one, you cannot admit you're angry. If you are the spiritual one, you cannot admit you're empty. You're not stuck because you don't have enough. You're stuck because you have too much to defend. When I spoke about the poor, I wasn't talking about money. I wasn't talking about modest lifestyles. I wasn't telling you to pretend you are small. The word meant empty, exposed, without inner support, without an identity to lean on, someone who has nothing left to protect. That is what poor means here. Not lacking things, lacking attachments. The moment you can no longer say, "I deserve this. I know better. This is who I am," and you're left exposed. Think of it like a hard drive that is completely full. Every folder labeled, every file in place, every story accounted for. Now something new tries to enter, a different perspective, a moment of truth, a shift. It isn't rejected because it's wrong. It's rejected because there's nowhere to put it. That's you. You are full of opinions, full of identities, full of stories about who you are and why you're right. You don't lack meaning. You lack space. And this kind of poverty still shows up today. When you lose the job that gave you a title, and suddenly you don't know who you are anymore. When a relationship ends, and your role disappears. When the image you spent years building cracks. You call that a crisis. I call it a door. And watch what you do next. The moment emptiness appears, you panic. You rush to fill it. You explain. You blame. You rebrand. You download a new version of yourselves as fast as possible. Anything, as long as you don't stay empty. But what if the emptiness isn't the problem? What if the problem is how quickly you escape it? That is why this sentence is dangerous. It doesn't comfort the weak. It destabilizes the put together, the ones with certainty, with moral clarity, with spiritual identity, with a clean story about themselves. I wasn't praising a social class. I was pointing at a condition. Only those who have nothing left to defend can actually see. You laugh at ancient people for worshiping stone statues, but you worship things that respond faster. Validation, being right, belonging, identity, and you cling to them just as tightly. So, no, blessed are the poor isn't comfort. It's a diagnosis. Those who lose the mask and don't immediately rush to glue a new one on are the only ones still available for something real. Not uplifting, not reassuring, just accurate. And if it makes you uncomfortable, good.